So are you ready to hop right into the business?
I'm ready to hop, scop, to doop doop.
Well, I don't even know how to back that up. I'm going to let you lead the way on that one then. All right, well, this is Witty Banter. All right, before I get started, I'll let you go first, but before you get started, this isn't a really news story. I just thought this was funny, and I wanted to share it with the Banter Nation. But
Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy is opening today in China.
Okay.
And this is the running title for Guardians of the Galaxy. This is what the movie is called in China. Interplanetary Unusual Attacking Team. It's just like, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Interplanetary Unusual Attacking Team?
It's like as descriptive and straightforward to the point I've ever seen. I just thought that was too good.
Thank you, Chinese, and your
ingenuity.
Yes, your interpretations.
All right, well, go ahead and tee up the ball and blast us off here.
Yeah, let me go
Banter.
tee it up. So our first news item that we're going to talk about is going back to Elon Musk and his Tesla.
Thank God. I just want to hear more about this guy all the
So
time.
today is an exciting day, actually, Chase.
Tell me why.
Do you know why today is an exciting day?
No idea.
Because Elon Musk and the Tesla company are actually going to debut their new version, or their new model, which is called the P85D.
Today?
Yes.
Okay,
tonight
tell me about this new model.
in LA. So this is what's going on. He's been super secretive about this thing,
Cool.
right? He got interviewed at Vanity Fair's new establishment summit lately, or recently. And he was given little breadcrumbs about it.
He's
but
just playing with us.
But at the same time, he's so smart that he didn't really give anything away.
Yeah.
So some of the internet guesses that were going on with this new model of the car were a dual motor engine, all-wheel drive functionality, or even autonomous driving. And
Wait.
Elon Musk,
Autonomous driving, so no driver? Is that what you're saying?
I think that's what the article said, and I think that's what they're getting at.
What was the one before that? I'm sorry.
All-wheel drive functionality.
Okay, cool.
So Musk actually broached those guesses and was like, they are directionally correct, but they don't appreciate the magnitude of the actual innovations that are in the car.
Right.
Of course. And
What a
regarding one of the
speaking badass.
Yeah, right.
God.
regarding one of the features that are supposed to be on there, he said one of the things is already there. People just don't realize it yet. So whenever we hear that, we kind of think, well, he's gonna have multiple tricks up his sleeve. And
Yeah.
one of them is already like on the car, and it's like they've showed certain prototypes of the car, but people just don't know what that is yet, I think. And then there's other going to be just random things that he's going to pull out of his sleeve that are going to be awesome as well. So that's actually going to happen in LA tonight.
Okay.
When he's debuting it with, as the CEO of Tesla.
God, he's so cool.
And one of the rumors in the rumor mill was spawned by Electric, which is like an electric car company magazine or something, or article writer. And they said that they believe that Tesla's going to have a dual motor engine in this new Tesla model, and that they will be able to reach from 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds.
Wow.
Which would put it in the range of Bugatti, Ferrari, and the like.
That is awesome.
That's Chase's excited car noise.
I just want to say, going back to like his sort of secretive language, saying, those little terms don't even scratch the surface. What it sounds like is like, yeah, you're describing a car like you describe all the other cars. You said four-wheel drive and whatever. But guess what? We got technologies in here that you've never seen before.
That's what I'm hoping, dude. I'm hoping that tonight, actually, what he unveils changes how we view electric cars, man. How cool would that be?
I think it's completely plausible, and I think the Tesla has already done that in a way.
The time is nigh.
The time is nigh. Bring us the electric cars!
Draw henceforth
Get
the Teslas.
Get your pitchforks and we'll find every diesel motor out there. And we'll take it to the swamp and we'll drown it in said swamp.
Talk about this diesel motor right here.
Diesel motor.
Bro, diesel.
Well, that's awesome, man. Is that the tail end of the story
It's the
there?
end of the story, so I'm going to whop it around to you.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and take it. So this first little news story I'm coming actually started as a question that was sent in by none other than T.D. Williams.
Oh, hell yeah.
The life giver.
Dude.
Of not only me, but of Witty Banter.
You are from his loins.
Seriously, I am just basically a fraction of the greatness that is T.D. Williams.
I'd agree with that.
He's the golden sun, and I'm the moon that gets eclipsed, basically.
Well put.
But TD, he emailed a question in at wittybantershow.com wittybantershow@gmail.com, just like you can. And he basically gave me a link to this very short study that was done that compared Luminosity, that brain training program that we see commercials for.
Yeah.
Comparing that with entertainment-based video games, so video games like you and I play. Specifically, the video game they used was Portal 2.
Okay.
And they wanted to measure the effect of those two things on brain neuroplasticity. So basically, a couple researchers at Florida State University did a short experiment where gamers would play 8 hours of Portal 2, and another set of gamers would play 8 hours of Luminosity.
Okay.
And then after the playtime, the subjects would do standard cognitive skills tests. And it was found that Portal 2 players did better than the Luminosity players every time. And not only that, but Luminosity players never improved on their test scores.
Wow. Is this just false advertising? Or geez,
I mean, I'm sure Luminosity does something. And this research thing that they did doesn't really leave a lot of room for interpretation. But why I wanted to bring it up is that I think that just lends credence to how important video games can be to like developing a child's brain.
Right, yeah.
And how I think the large part of the reason why I have the skills that I have today are from video games. And I am for sure going to raise my child on video games.
Right.
And they also mentioned in the study how Portal 2 was using a lot more complex concepts right off the bat, and they got harder and harder, while Luminosity was still using these very fundamental basic things.
Yeah.
That being said, I think the study is a little unfair. I do too. I think Luminosity is kind of meant for maybe people who.
I think it's meant for like older people on a long-term basis, kind of.
Yeah,
like
and not
almost like maintaining, you know.
Exactly, and not only that, to say that like you can't say video games are better than Luminosity because Luminosity technically are games. Like they use games to
try and get you to feel like you're
get your brain juices going,
juices
basically.
Flowing.
But I just think it's awesome that we have one more piece of evidence. Not that we even need another one, because I think it should be common knowledge now that games are good for the brain.
Right.
And that excites me.
I think that regarding that, I mean, you're talking about how a lot of the skills that you learned, you felt like were through video games and how you'd like to teach your kids about that. I think that that's great. The only thing I would say is make sure that they have other things that are contributing to their life outside of it. Like as long as they're not booked up in a room and doing that, 20 hours a day.
Yeah, too much of anything's a bad thing.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like I feel like video games is almost the easiest thing to get sucked into, as far as just like making that what you do. And so if you are able to kind of like get, fully immerse yourself in that game for, 3 or 4 hours and then back out of it.
Some people say that's even too long. 3 or 4 hours. 1 to 2.
Maybe less. But, if you're able to kind of immerse yourself and then be like, okay, it is just a video game,
Yeah.
I think that that's kind of a big thing as far as you being able to take stuff from it and apply it to real life.
Witty Banter is all about balance in life.
Moderation and balance.
Okay, Kimosabi.
It's called the yin and yang.